hot one today. You know, the sun being like 92 million miles away, it's amazing how much heat and energy it can put out. And that heat can be a big problem for your storm door and your entry door. When you have a storm door that's in front of an entry door, there's an airspace, a gap that's created between the two doors, and that airspace can actually superheat and warp the entry door if you don't properly ventilate the storm door. Manufacturers have come up with a couple of creative ideas to try and reduce this heat, and one of those ideas is the low E glass. And there's a lot of discussion. I get a lot of questions about low E glass and if it's right for my customer's application. So let's talk a little bit about low E. Low E glass is actually a window film that is attached to the storm door window. It helps reflect some of the sun's UV light and some of the heat rays, so that airspace we were talking about doesn't heat up too much. Now, when would you need to use low E glass? I know if you go into some of these retail locations, they always push it. It can be a big upsell, but it might not be right for your application. So if your door opening faces north, northeast, northwest, there will probably never be a need to ever have low E glass. The reason is the sun never hits that door opening. It faces the wrong way. Even if you're northeast or northwest, it doesn't get hot enough long enough to actually generate any heat that could be damaging to your door. Now, if your door opening faces east or west, or even south, the next consideration is, do you have a roof line covering it? Is it in a shaded area? Is it set back, 10 feet from the porch so the sun never touches it? If that's the case, again, save your money. You don't need the low E glass. Put that money in the vacation fund and go do something fun with it. Now, if your door faces east or west and there's no roof line whatsoever, so the sun keeps beating down on it every day, on the east side, you may or may not need it, because the morning sun is known as the cool sun. It doesn't really generate as much heat as the south or the west facing doors do. So you can usually get away with just dropping the top window on a roll screen door and allowing that trapped air to circulate and ventilate. So you may or may not need it on the east side. Now, if you're facing west in Colorado, you're probably going to want to use something like the low E glass if you don't have a roof line or trees or anything to shade the door opening because it gets so hot. Now, if your door faces south and you have no roof line whatsoever and the sun just beats down on it for 8 hours a day, yeah, the low E is definitely something to consider. As well as, like I said, dropping the top window on a roll screen door, or leaving the screen in the door if it's just full view and you take out the glass and put the screen in. Just leave the screen in during the spring, fall, and summer months. Now, let's talk specifically about low E coating. It's just a window film. There's better products on the market for protecting against heat buildup. You'll find those, the same people that, tint window cars and all of that, have window tinting that they can apply to a storm door. So if it were my house, I don't really like the manufacturer's low E coating that they put on their doors. In my experience, it's really hard to clean the glass. It streaks really easily. And sometimes you get a rainbow effect just because of the particular product that they use. So for my doors, I would buy a clear glass storm door and then contact my local window tinter, who does window tinting on cars, to come out and recommend a product to install on my storm door window. So that's kind of the long and short of low E glass. A couple takeaways: if your door faces north, you will never need low E glass. If it faces east or west, it kind of depends on if you have roof line or a roof cover. If it faces south and you don't have any shade whatsoever, you're definitely going to want something like that. So hope that helps. If you're watching this video on my YouTube channel, check out the description below. A lot of useful links and other information. Thanks a lot. This is Dan, the Storm Door Guy, signing off on another video.